Sometimes the ugliest sounds make the most beautiful music. Today we're adding When My Train Pulls In by Gary Clark Jr. to the rotation. Welcome to Soular Rock Radio, where freedom is a frequency. Now, I first heard of Gary Clark Jr. when I saw him in Honneydripper, a movie about a man, played by Danny Glover, trying to save his juke joint in 1950s Alabama. Now, I didn't know much about this young guitar player, but he sure could play. Gary Clark Jr. was born in Austin, Texas in 1984. He started playing guitar at about 12 or 13, and within a few years was gigging around Austin, including at places like the famous Antones, a club known to have hosted blues heroes like Albert King, Lightning Hopkins, and Stevie Ray Vaughan. He made such a name for himself early on that Austin declared May 3rd, 2001, Gary Clark Jr. Day. He was only 17. He released a few independent albums from 2005 to 2010, and then he was discovered by Eric Clapton. And Clapton offered him a slot at his Crossroads Guitar Festival, and that's when everything kind of changed.
Why you gonna know my name?
In October 2012, he released Blak and Blu with Warner Brothers. It was definitely a more polished offering, ranging from blues rock to traditional blues to R&B. And there are quite a few standout tracks on this one. But when it comes to blues rock guitar, no track captures it better than When My Train Pulls In. Now, he actually released an earlier version of this track on his 2001 album Worry No More, but it's really a skeleton of what it would become. It has a more traditional blues feel. The central riff is understated, giving more prominence to a Rhodes piano. Oh, and it's missing the fuzz that would come to define the 2012 version. Ah, fuzz, the most unwieldy of guitar effects. It's a sound you heard, but may not be able to identify. It may not even be a sound that you're able to get down with. But for me, nothing pushes a solo over the edge better, and Gary Clark Jr. uses it perfectly. All right, so when we think of guitar, we usually think of overdrive. Hold up, can I geek out with y'all real quick? It's gonna be so fun. When we think of guitar, we think of clean tones. Or we think of overdrive, which originated when the guitar signal was a little bit too powerful for the analog circuits, and it clipped the signal, but just gently. So it sounds like this. Now push it a little bit harder, and that hard clipping becomes distortion. Now fuzz, my friends, is when the signal becomes even more compressed. It's an extreme clipping with an abrupt cutoff that just... When My Train Pulls In is a modern take on the blues, but it's still a blues song, particularly with its central trope of the train and the theme of escaping the limitations of one's environment, all in a 12-bar format. He sings, "If things don't change around here, ain't no use in me hanging around. I'll be ready. I'll be ready when my train pulls in." The fuzz underscores this. It's gritty, it's ugly, it's abrasive, giving voice to his frustration as well as demonstrating the aggression necessary for overcoming. In Soular Rock, solar power generates from within. The clip signal can either overwhelm or be harnessed for transformation. In When My Train Pulls In, Gary Clark Jr. is committed to overcoming as he sings, "I know my time ain't long and I can't live this life again." This has been Soular Rock Radio, where freedom is a frequency, and we frequent it frequently. You already know the deal. Be sure to hit the link in the description for the Soular Rock Radio playlist. And while you're down there, go ahead and join the Substack. It's free and it's fun. Be sure to like, subscribe, and let your friends know that we are building a Soular Rock movement, and I want you to be a part. So until next time, peace.